Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome to another astrological video. Welcome to another astrological video, everyone. It's your girl, the Memory Astrology here. And this is a full moon video. Remember that the full moon video should be read from 1 month to the next month to the next month to the next month, which means one full month to the next full month, that full month to the next full month, that full month to the next full month. Okay, excellent. And it's just like an ever looping circle or a map that we're given, right? And it's up to us to pay attention and to continuously follow that path or that story or that, framework perspective that we're going through. We're understanding, we're seeing life through. This is the environments that are impacting our awareness. All right, you all, please do your 3 deep breaths. In from your nose, slowly out your mouth. To be open, to be aware, and to be ready for this astrological video. If you love to send a love offering, the Amazon wish list is in the Linktree link in the description box below, but also Cash App link is in the description box below. You all, I would love to come on over to the Playful platform of Patreon. Oh, geez, Louise. Come on over to the Playful platform of Patreon. The link to the Patreon is in the description box below, but also the link to the previous freebies are in the Linktree link in the description box below. All right, you all. All right, you all. Excellent. All right, you all. Please remember to thumbs up this video. Please remember to thumbs up this video. Let's speak slowly this month. Slow and sure, okay? Slowly. Slow and sound. Okay? Let's listen to exactly. You feel me? When you be reading the little thingies, when you turn the captions and it be popping up, you're like, girl, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna pay attention. That. Okay. Please remember to thumbs up this video. Send and share this video out. People who make you feel good. People who allow you to continue growing and blossoming to the person that you are destined to be. But also send it and share it out with those groups, those organizations, and those people who allow you to continue growing and blossoming. But who you allow to continue growing and blossoming to the person, to the individual they are destined to be. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. And let's get into this message. All right. So first things first, I am looking at the chart. Boom, you all. Happy full moon in Libra. Happy full moon in Libra. Happy full moon in Libra. So whole time the ascendant is 6th degree. And just checking, why do we look at the ascendant before hopping into this chart? Right answers only. What you say? If you said something along the lines, it's like, this is the perspective we're looking from. These are the areas that are impacting our viewpoints. This is where we are right now with the story. This is our overall foundation, awareness, perspective. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. All right, so whole time, Sagittarius 6th degree. And I'm going to read y'all the songs that I put on the side, okay? So the first song is coming in from the Cold Times, Bob Marley and the Wailers. You're like, girl, why? Because Scorpio's whole story, you feel me, is like going deep, going in, focusing. And now from that, you feel me, you are learning trust, faith, belief. You're learning like, wow, like this does this is connected to this is what this is, but also it allows you to grow what? Your layer and level of independence, growth, accountability, assurance within yourself, reassurance within yourself, but it allows you to grow inner faith, inner trust. Inner faith, inner trust. You feel me? When you was at the deepest of the deepest, What you call on? Who you call on? Who was there? What you call on? Who you call on? Who was there? Who showed up? You feel me? Second song is Solange when she said, "Can I hold the mic? I am not a singular expression of myself." You feel me? Sweetheart, we are more than that perspective. And that's what we're growing. Our growing our awareness to ourselves. Our continuous need for freedom. Our continuous awareness to different changing desires within ourselves. You feel me? When we was like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna become a doctor. I'm gonna be married by 24. Babes, the time is 24 and what you doing? Okay. So, I want to call this video Perspectives Who Have Served Me. And I only want to say that is because Sagittarius, I need us to first things first be very mindful about this. You feel me? Sagittarius rising this month to the next month. Blind trust, blind faith. That's what we need to be very clear and concise and listening and making sure that things is sound and sweet and wonderful. Do it match up? You feel me? This is a really good time to do that because it's a lot of like learning through trial and error. But what if the trial and error was our previous experiences? Those tools that we got, you feel me? Because we reflected, right? And now we get to use those tools that we learned from previous experience, wisdoms we picked up, and we get to put it into practical life, right? Right. For the continuous growing definition of yourself, right? Because now when you're 24, you like, I don't want to be a doctor. I might want to be an OT, and I need to go to school for 6 years. I need to go to school for whatever many years, you feel me? Where you at? What's the next steps, babe? Sagittarius 6th degree also silently makes me want to tell us that we need to be very mindful about our energy levels. Like all day, every day, yes, but I meant like monthly energy levels. So in a month, it's 4 weeks, maybe sometimes 5 weeks, okay? See when our highs are, our high energy levels, we can get a lot of things done. We can schedule a lot of things we need to start and initiate, we get it done that time period, right? The other time when we're like feeling a little tired, we know that we need to rest up, right? Rejuvenate and give our body the nutrients or nutrients that it needs, right? Maybe that emotional TLC, you feel me? So I need us to be very mindful about that. And I can also silently say about overspending because of how we really feel about ourselves. Or more so to like make ourselves feel better. And I want to tell us that it's not what's best for us, to be honest. If we go to the root cause, like, why I feel like that before I spend this money, what else do I need this money for? You feel me? Why do I need this situation? Why is it important to me? How is it going to benefit me long term? Okay. Okay, cool. Excellent. There are going to be a lot of people attracted to you. Gonna be a whole lot of people attracted. I want us to be very mindful about that, because if we know that these people are attracted to us, let's not let that go to our head. We need to be very mindful about that, so we are picking and choosing the right situations, because then we just talk about like not really keeping situations for really what it is. We learning through trial and error. If we keep the discernment, if we use the making sure that actions and behaviors and engagements and words match, we can start using those areas, those tools, those resources, and to implement them more so habitually in our everyday life. So what does that mean? You feel me? Sagittarius, so we know every day we got a certain amount of energy That's what am I doing to re-energize myself. So maybe look like stretching or nourishing myself, or maybe what is that called? Okay, you know when you work out, you make the noises like that. I know I probably need to do a couple of those throughout the day, because I want to be making sure I'm using the energy wisely. I want to be making sure that I am like working with the energy that I do have. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just need us to be very mindful about that. Like our monthly energy, but as well as our daily energy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just need us to be very mindful about that, because we can be infatuated and easily swayed by others' ideas. And if we're just aware about that early on, we can start spotting situations to our benefit to know like, hey, this is an area that I need to really be paying attention, that I really need to focus in on, that I really need to be mindful about. It's all about the perspectives that we're choosing. And sometimes we can have too mutable of a perspective too, you know, oh, this is happening, this. But like, are we actually taking in the actual factual? You feel me? That the information that's really being given to us, it's more so being able to use the multimedia to our benefit, if that sounds right. You feel me? Multimedia is like the different ways that the situations can come in, and start paying attention. Okay, I really just feel like overall, if I do playing cards, this is going to be a club reading, because it's talking about prioritizing the self. How are you going to prioritize yourself this full moon? What does that look like? What does that even mean to see your levels of importance, see your levels of growth, see your own ability to like persevere? It's more so persevere would be after this. After a time period of focusing on one situation, being able to now expand outwards, that is a lot of maturity. That is a lot of self-confidence and self-assurance that one is growing, stepping upon, and really just, you know, like walking, like evolving into, you feel me, like stepping into. So with this, we need to I just wanted us to be very mindful. Just a little. All right, so we're gonna read now. The chart ruler will be Jupiter. So let's find Jupiter. Y'all, I pre-found Jupiter. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it took me a little minute to find it. I'm like, girl, where is it at? So Jupiter's in the 4th house. So whole time it's Jupiter conjunct Sun, and everything's in Aries. Okay. So I need us to be very mindful about our expressions of ourselves and our ventures into those experiences. Okay. So I need us to be very mindful about our need for control regarding our mind, our thoughts, like the systems that we are part of. And more so, we need to be understanding what it means to constantly mature as an adult. And here, it's gonna secretly take us to re-seeing how childhood has really impacted us, especially childhood wounds. But it's not just about the childhood wounds of one person. It's more so about the childhood wounds regarding like expression of the identity, expression of an identity, what that really means. People were seen as an accessory, kind of, sort of. And now, since there are like growth and different approaches to how one can approach, identify, see life, grow one's awareness, shape one, you feel me, like define one's own body, protect one's own body, just really step out and say that this is who I am, just be. So because there's so many different ways, or so many different creation stories, right? So many different ways of understanding, of showing and growing awareness. We need to be aware of that, because everyone does not have the same values as us. Everyone does not have the same values. And that is why through previous situations, experiences, and wisdoms, we have learned sound situations or tried and proven situations, which could be facts, which could be overall generalizations of engagements of people, how people will react. You feel me? But this also allows us to be more mindful about the continuous behaviors of ourselves, right? Right. So here, yeah, it makes us look back at our childhood. It makes us look back about our viewpoint about like growth and maturity in life outside of being a kid. You get what I'm trying to say? Outside of our community, outside within our previous foundations. And with this, it was constant like a remastering going on. It's like when new expressions and new awareness comes, you feel me? One now changes the perspective, right? So with this, I want us to now see about how we have grown as an individual, as an adult, and then see how we're going to use our previous awarenesses, the awarenesses that we've been through because of our childhood, because our childhood experiences, because of our home life, because of the ways of nurturing and the ways of honoring the child, or seeing the family, or you feel me, like recognizing each individual person within the family. And I want us to be very mindful about this, because from this understanding, we can now see like different understandings. Is survival here? 15, 13, 12. Yeah, the survival of the individual. I like this, and what things people had to do. Because if we take a step back, we'll be able to not really detach, but more so have a layer of compassion, understanding for individuals that will grow over time, right? So with this, this full moon can start the growth of the awareness regarding the continuous, what people would need for continuous foundations regarding relationships, regarding families. What does that mean to have continuous foundations? That means better relating to parents, right? Better relating to the ways that one needs to be nurtured and understood and emotionally connect, right? So when one is able to understand what one needs to emotionally connect, one can then be able to understand how other people need to emotionally connect, right? This is really a wonderful experience to see that we can use our previous upbringing as a stepping stool for how we are going to define and refine the values of life, the values of growth, the values of maturity, the values of being an adult, the values of like stepping into your path and your purpose. That's eats. I like this. It's a whole lot of like honoring generational wounds, family and traditional wounds, identity wounds, the wounds that are passed on generationally through lineage, through families. I like this a lot, because there's a silent fear about like shame of being outcasted, shame of being alone. Yeah, different, separated. Have different viewpoints and people. Yeah, I like that. I like that. But it also allows you to think outside the box. It allows you to see the different stories that are interlooping. It also allows you to see a man wearing a mask. You feel me? People got fake desires. People come around like, oh yeah, I really got fake love. You feel me? You can start seeing that stuff. That's lit. That's for real lit. I like that a lot. It's telling us to be more observant. I like this a lot. We need to be very mindful of our digestive system, how fast we're eating, our feet. We need to stretch more before we go to bed. And probably throughout the day. Are we sitting down a lot? What is this going on? It's like we need to do a full body stretch. A whole full body stretch, yeah. Four. Yeah. Probably every day we should do stretches. Especially like our joints and the connecting parts. Also like right in our shoulders, this area. Something about like we need to we haven't been on like oil in our skin, lotion in our skin. Our body needs to be better hydrated. So yes, flexibility. We need to really work on our flexibility. And what is it called when you can like balance? Oh, girl, yes. So maybe stick your leg up. Work on balancing, strengthening situations like that, especially with our legs, especially with our limbs, especially like flexibility as well. That's why stretching would be very a must. Also with our arms. 4. We should if we're okay for our food choice, we should be incorporating colorful foods, especially we should probably pick up like more blueberries, more water, of course. I'm seeing beans. Massaging our feet, yes. Massaging our hands, yes. Our nerves, oh, most definitely, 100%. Those are some things we should really think about picking up. All right, you all, let's keep going. We already talked about the chart ruler, but let's talk about the full moon, okay? So the full moon is in Libra, and it is actually a full moon 16 degree in Libra. So automatically in my head, what is that? Okay, yeah, for the values of the family, the values of values that shape foundations. Our changing viewpoints about values that shape foundations. Because our very viewpoints about foundations are changing. What do you define as a foundation? Like, what does that for real mean? You feel me? Like, oh my goodness, girl, we're looking at this house, and this house is really nice, but what about the foundation? You feel me? The areas, what the house built like, the area around it. Is it shiesty put together? What part of our foundation needs to be reviewed? What area? Is it our relationships, our family, our friends, our eating habits, are our relationships receptive? You feel me? We need to make a little chart about what a foundational relationship look like. So maybe we need to say, 1, what does foundation mean? 2, what areas of your life need foundations? Okay, that's all the questions I have so far, you all. Let's keep on reading. So, what's that? Refinement. I like that a lot. I like this a lot. We need to be very mindful about how we feel, because how we feel can impact how much, like, the money we're spending, our money habits. It can also impact. It's like a domino effect. We secretly feel some type of way, so then we try to spend money to make ourselves feel secure, right? Only to find out that security that we're really trying to find is we're purchasing it externally when It could be internally. So the third question would be like, what is internal foundation? What internal foundations do you need? And fifth, what internal foundations do you need? And that would look like, you know, emotional. That look like financial. That'll look like, what's that, health? Oh yeah, your engagement to yourself. Oh yeah, how you speak to yourself. Your environment. What is your environment? How does your environment look? So we need to just be very mindful about that. All right, you all. Wonderful. So this full moon, I want us to be very mindful about that everyone has values, and that this might be one of those times where we are not reviewing, but we are seeing that people might be remastering music more or sharing remastered music. So that's more so like music collabs, especially with the emphasis on music hits. So that'd be rappers, MCs, artists. Since we're talking about the moon is in Libra, I just want to talk about generally who rules Libra. And Venus rules Libra, and Venus is conjunct Uranus in the 6th house. So I need to just be very mindful about our etheric system, our auratic system. So how energies can impact us, how emotions can impact us, how we need to have internal and external balance, and really what does that look like. So maybe that looks like cleaning our environments, but also cleaning our body. When was the last time we spiritually cleansed, or more so reconnected with ourselves regarding, you know, what we really need for the long-term growth of ourselves. But this can also reviewing about the cycles of fashion, especially fast fashion, electric love, also workable, everyday, more breathable fashion. Really, what does that look like? Excuse me, you all. But there's just an overall silent need for freedom with the expressions of self and venture into the experiences that one wants to go through, with the connections and understanding of previous ideals, and there needs to have a more balanced understanding of emotional needs, connections, continues for growth, and not being swayed by others. So let's say it again. There's a need to have a more balanced understanding of emotional needs, emotional fulfillments, emotional security, security of oneself, awareness of one's own engagements with emotions. Are you listening to your emotions? Are you taking in your emotions? Are you reflecting your emotions? Or are you just, just like ignoring them, scooting them off to the side? So it needs to have more balanced understanding of emotional needs and connections and needs for continuous growth, and by not being swayed by others. Especially there could be a silent conversation regarding being afraid, or similar fears regarding subtle vulnerabilities that may impact people bigger than what they realize. Yes. So remember, whose perspective is it? Whose perspective is it? What really does that mean for this full moon? Whose perspective is it, and how are you growing more awareness to your own perspective, to your own thoughts, to your own desires? Why is that even important? Why is that even needed? You feel me? Like when you just keep growing, do we just like, no, we don't review any of this. I need to do a playing card first. Alrighties. What is the full moon message? There is a silent sensitivities in the head, and also dreams and daydreams. So we need to be more mindful about that. We have sensitivity in the head, sensitivity in the ears. Be very mindful of the words we're saying to us, yourself. Okay, yep. This is what I'm talking about. Come on. Let's talk about it. All right, so the card that really fell out was the King of Hearts. And my favorite card is low-key the King of Hearts because it talks about the overcompensation. I was going to say overcompensating, but then it said over, like, compromising. Over-compromising, overcompensating, baby girl. When was the last time we gave something to ourselves? We invested in ourselves. When was the last time people invested in us? But what did these layers and levels of perspectives, what did they teach you? It taught you how to be a better leader, one. It taught you how to let other people lead for themselves. But it also taught you a level of awareness regarding yourself, that you have to start putting yourself first, that you have to start understanding that you can't do everything for everybody. But from this experience, it led you to now different perspectives that you weren't even privy on. You feel me? It allows you to be more resourceful. It's telling us to be more resourceful, to use our resources wisely. But that's also learning how to be a part of a group, to allow people to pull their own weight. What does that mean to continuously grow your awareness to yourself? To reassure yourself, to validate yourself, to nourish and ground yourself. Because then it allows you to continue growing, continue seeing the different desires that you have, that the previous predecessors had. But it also allows you to be a continuous student of life, if we know it or not. But how can we tap more into our own inner power, our own inner strengths, or more so realize our own inner power, our own inner strengths, regarding the weights that we are attaining, the growths that we are stepping into, the growths that we are stepping into. What does it mean to continue growing your heart consciousness? It means growing discernment, growing awareness of your feelings, growing awareness of your vulnerabilities. But what do you need long term to allow you to continue growing and blossoming into the person that you are? To continue these desires and awareness to these desires and growth to these desires. What does it mean to understand and to trust yourself? The people that you're around, the mindsets, your body, your perspectives, your little wins, your resources. How can you use your previous understandings, your previous growths to your benefit? And why is it even important? That's that divine understanding, that divine wisdom. You gotta use it to your benefit. We said it was clubs. They got the jacket clubs right there. Jacket clubs, 6 of clubs. You feel me? And then it says hydrate. Okay, that card gonna stay out. What do we need to do for the full moon? What do we need to do to be in flow for this full moon? You're going to get confirmations and information in front of us, and it's our purpose, it's our, you feel me? It's it's up to us to take it and understand it. You feel me? Like when things are given to us and we're like, oh no, I'm good, it's gonna come again. You feel me? What's for me is for me. Okay, but are you like stepping and reaching out for it, or are you just like closed off? Maybe that's something we need to look at. Maybe that's something we need to look at. Maybe we need to look at ourselves and our own values. What do we need right now? What do we need right now? What do we need? Excuse me. What does emotional satisfaction mean as an adult? What do you define as like security for you? You can say, girl, my bills being paid on time, before time. Having somebody who understands me and who knows me. This would be a really good time to think about what does one long-term want in a relationship. To write that down and to see that out. You feel me? What type of qualities? See what type of qualities you have within yourself. How can you reassure yourself? Knowing that these wounds are there. That's a bunch of cards, bro. It says, clear your energy field. Spend time with animals. Connect with your womb. Sweet treat. Nourish your temple. Plan a vacation. Sound healing. Flow like water. Abundance planning. Sing, read, and look for fairies. It must be a moon opposition Neptune. Yep, it is. Look for fairies. That's that. You feel me? What you gonna do, like, to get this information? Okay, what do we need to know? Yeah, flow. Conversations, listen to them. Especially text messages. If you're texting people, like, pay attention if, like, the words and, like, if they match up, okay? Be very mindful of, you know, you can get, it's very pregnancy, very fertile time period. Yeah, for real. Look at this. Very fertile time period. Sync with the moon. I mean, seriously, we need to be very mindful about our ovulation time period. It's very serious. Ground yourself, meditate, journal, connect with fire. All right, you all need to come on to the Playful platform at Patreon. The monthly messages, these messages. Sync with the moon is a time to get acquainted with our own emotional needs and the changing needs of oneself. As one's awareness is changing, our emotional needs are changing. So how can those two be linked up, our internal and external needs? So if we're out here like, girl, I want to be a doctor, and our emotional needs like, girl, I need to be doing all this extra stuff. You feel me? How can they be on the same page, path, beyond? What does that mean to be on the same page with yourself, with your goals, with your needs, with your ideas? What does that mean? Next, this would be a really good time for this full moon to do a burning bowl ritual. What does not service you? What do you want to release? Maybe those old limiting beliefs and habits that were passed down from generation and wounds. Maybe we need to be more open and aware about how we have our own fixed mindset about individuals, about identities, about ways to life. And maybe we need to start asking ourselves, why? How can we use and mold and finesse and like transmute that you feel me, that awareness to something better? We need to release previous outdated beliefs that says that we are not good enough for love, that we have to go endure hard times, endure hard situations, because that's the only way through love. And we need to start understanding and asking ourselves, how can we give and show ourselves love continuously? What does one need you to feel love? What does that look like? What does that mean? Hydrate. We already talked about hydrate, but that's nourishing your body, nourishing your temple, and continuously being on flow and knowing when you need, you feel me, knowing your highs, your lows, knowing yourself, understanding yourself. And to know yourself, you have to continuously put the work in, put the practice in. Ground yourself. I think there was only one diamond card here. Yeah, only one diamond card here. What does that mean to ground our nerves? To ground our nervous system, our skeletal system, our muscular system. It's really our nerve system and our musculatory system. But I'm really thinking about our aura system. What does that mean? How can we calm that down? How can we strengthen those fields? How can we deeper connect to them? How can we calm our mind down to better understand what are we going through, how we're feeling? What does that even mean to relate to our feelings or to feel them? When was the last time you felt your feelings or even tried to listen to them or grow with them or reflect about them? I like how ground yourself and meditate is right next to each other, because it talks about, it's literally like 10 up, but it talks about the growth of self. That when one's able to think about one's own feelings, one is able to better connect to one's heart space, better ground one's heart space, and to allow the messages that are coming in, but also allow the mind to be more calmer, more cooler, more slow to react. What does it mean to ground yourself continuously and then tap into meditation? Meditation can look like prayer. Meditation can look like just slowly checking in. Meditation can really look like strengthening your own self by connecting to your higher source, connecting to your higher power, connecting to your higher consciousness. What does that mean to you? Why is that important to you? I want us to this experience is to better connect to our inner fire, better connect to our inner sensuality, better connect to our inner awareness and growths and desires within ourselves. What is something we want to try? What is something we want to do? What is something we want to experience in life? And what are the steps that you're taking to get there, to start it, to work there? I want us to be more mindful of and working with fire. And that could be incense, that could be burning bowl rituals, that could be cooking more food at home, more warm food. But I want us to work on our inner fire, summoning it, feeling our warmness within our body. When we work out, you feel me, like we're getting our heat up, our fire up. How does it feel when we get our fire up? How does it feel when we don't have a high fire within us? But how can we better pay attention to that? Our own inner needs, our own inner desires, our own reactions, our own connections with fire. We might have a fear with fire, or maybe an uncertainty about fire because how quickly it can burn, how rapidly it is, how uncontrollable it is. So what if we grow to understand it? Our own needs, our own emotions, our own desires, our own wants about journeying and experiencing and expanding in the world. What if we grow slowly but surely steps within ourselves? We grow our security, we grow our boundaries, we grow our awareness to ourselves. We're aware of our engagement is how we react in our behaviors. We can understand if things are a big feeling, a little feeling, or a small feeling. A big feeling, a little feeling, or a small feeling. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your full moon. I want us to just ask ourselves, when is enough enough? That could be excess, that could be waste, that could be recycling. I want us to be very mindful of who we are freaking on, who wants to freak on us. Let's think about their overall long-term goals and if they match with ours. Let's start asking those questions. Let's start seeing if things match up. Let's also start devoting more time to ourselves when we're thinking about devoting more time to other people. Maybe we could devote more time to other people, and that could be through, what is it called? Charity. Maybe, what is this? Clothes that we don't really wear anymore. If we, maybe we can donate some children's clothes. All sizes, children's shoes, socks. What is it called? Women and men. What is it called? Like underclothes, undergarment clothes, like undies, socks, t-shirts. That'll be a really good time to think about that. Books. Yeah. Most definitely. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Have a good full moon. Be safe.